Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah, okay. So are you ready for a short test today?
Yes, I'm
Okay, very
ready.
good. Now, I'm going to write the questions at the chat box. So you just have to answer that one also, okay?
Yes.
After the question. Okay. So question number one. Okay. This one, Toy. So how do you answer if you don't have a job?
I'm unemployed.
Okay, how do you answer that? Okay, you have to wait for the chat and then
Yes,
answer it on the chat box, okay?
I
So you
am.
just
Do you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, Toy. Okay.
Yes. I'm unemployed.
Okay, if you don't have a job, meaning
Yes,
you don't have a job, so how do you answer that? I am.
I am unemployed.
Okay, I am unemployed. Okay, that's correct. Okay, next. Although I just have to say it, okay? I just have to say it and then answer it, Toy, okay? Number
Yes.
two, how do you say if you work for yourself?
I'm self unemployed. Uh,
Okay, what does it, what?
I want a small business.
Okay, so it's either the first one or the second one. Okay,
Yes, yes.
meaning you
On
are on.
a small business.
Okay, you own a small business. Okay, that's correct also. Next, question number three. Other known as employees or other employees in the company. So how do we call other known?
Co-worker.
Okay, co-workers
Worker.
or colleagues.
College.
Yes,
Co.
colleagues.
College. Yeah.
Yes, it's colleagues. Okay, that's correct. Next, number four. This is an extra money for work well done. This is,
Bonus.
it's a bonus. That's
Yeah,
correct. Very
bonus.
good. Number five, an increase in your salary.
Pay raise.
Okay, that's correct. It's a pay raise or
A
a
raise.
raise. That's correct.
Yes.
Next, number six, the most formal word or verb if you decide to leave your job. The most formal word or verb if you decide to leave your job.
Fire.
Okay,
Leave.
to leave. If you wanted to leave, so what is the most formal verb?
Formal. Ah, yes.
Yes.
I am going to resign from my
Resign.
job.
Yes, that's correct. So the word is resign. That would be more formal. Okay?
Yes.
Next. Number seven. What is the correct preposition in this answer. I work blank hello English. So what preposition we are going to use in this answer? I work blank hello English.
Uh, at.
Okay, I work
At.
at
Yeah.
hello
At.
English. That's correct. Very good. Next, number 8. What preposition to be used if we are answering about a department? What
Department for in. In.
in?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, let's say for example. Okay, what is the example? Toy. I
I work in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yes, it's a place. Or if we
Yeah.
are talking of department, I work in
In. Oh.
accounting
Yes.
department. That's correct. Number 9, how to answer in the question, where do you work?
I work for Rubama Company.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I work for the name of the company.
Company.
That's correct.
Yes.
Number 10, an increase in, okay, an increase in, okay, wait for a while, huh? Okay, this one is an increase in importance and authority. An increase in importance and authority.
Promotion.
That's correct. Okay, okay. Congratulations, Toy,
Yes. Thank
because you
you.
got 10 out of 10 correct answers. Okay, so thank you
Yeah.
so much for answering all the questions. Okay, so remember all those questions because that might be helpful in your job. Okay,
Yes.
yes. Okay, so do you have questions with this Toy?
Yeah. No question. I
No.
don't have question.
Yes, very good because you do understood it very well because you got 10 out of 10 correct answers. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank
Okay?
you.
Okay, so let's move on now to our lesson today. So we are going to continue discussing our lesson. I hope you can see this one, Toy. Can,
Thank you.
yeah, okay, you can see this one.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Moving on, Toy. Okay, at this point in time, we are going to continue our lesson. So we are going to have these words. Can you read them, Toy? Number
Can
one.
read. I can read.
Yes. Ah, you can't read.
Yes,
Okay.
I can read.
Ah, you can read. Okay. Number one, how to read that?
I'm in chair.
Yes, I'm in charge. Number
In chair.
two,
Yes.
yes,
I'm
in
in chair.
charge. Can you say it again? In
I'm
charge.
in chair.
Charge.
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 Okay, a little more. A little
Charge.
more. Okay, charge.
Charge.
Okay, okay, that's better.
Charge.
Okay, charge. You
Yeah.
have to pronounce char,
Char.
charge,
Char. Char.
charge.
Charge.
Okay, a
Có đấy
little
hả
bit,
nó?
a little more. Charge.
Charge.
Okay, better. Okay,
Charge.
okay. Next, number
Charge.
two.
Okay.
Number two,
I'm responsible.
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 Okay, that's correct. Number three,
I deal.
yes, that's correct. Number four,
I report.
yes, and number five,
I'm named.
I manage.
Manage.
Okay,
Manage.
say manage.
Manage. Manage.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
Thank
can
you.
you say charge?
Trust.
Okay. Charge.
Trust.
Okay. You have to emphasize the R there. Can you say R?
R.
Okay. Charge.
Trust.
Okay. Better. Next.
Trust.
Okay. Responsible.
Responsible.
Okay. That's correct. Report.
Report.
That's correct. Manage.
Manage.
Okay. That's correct. Now, sorry. What we're going to do with this one toy is to match them with this particular choices. Okay? So when do we say I'm in charge, what are we going to say or what would be the correct answer for this one when we say I'm in charge? When we say I'm responsible, so what do you think would be the correct answer for that? I deal, I report, I manage. Okay. Now, what do you think would be your answer, Toy? Just guess, okay? Just guess when you say I'm in charge.
In charge.
Yes, is it A, with problems, B, of research, C, for sales, D, a big team, E, to the managing director. So what do you think would be I'm in charge?
I am in charge. For sale.
Okay,
Can
let's try. Let's try. You have to remember your answer, huh? For sale.
sale.
Okay. Let's try to correct that one later. Next, what about number two? I'm responsible. So what do you think would be the correct match for I'm
Hmm.
responsible?
I am re- responsible uh to the no for
No,
me
okay. I'm responsible.
of
Okay,
research.
okay, for of research. Okay. Okay, we're going to correct that one later, huh? Okay, Toy. So we're just going to match a little bit here, and then after that one, we have to correct them. Okay? What about
Okay.
when you say ideal blank? Ideal blank. So what do you think would be the good match for
I
that?
deal with
With
problem.
problems. Okay. Let's try to check them later. Number four, I report.
I report to the
Okay,
managing
to
director.
the managing director. Okay. Next, number five, I manage.
Manage a big team.
Okay, a big team. Okay. Are you ready to know your answers now, Toy? Okay, let's try to look at the answer now. Okay,
Okay.
so the correct answer for number one is I'm in charge of research.
Not
Okay?
correct.
Okay. Number two, I'm responsible for sales. Okay? Number three, I
Oh, for sure I'm
deal
correct.
with problems. You're correct. Okay? You are correct because you said while ago, I deal with problems. Number
Yeah.
four, I report to the managing director. You are then correct too. And
Yeah.
number five, I manage a big team. You are also correct when you say I manage a big team. Okay? So the
Mean
only
I correct one of three or four
3 out of 5. Okay?
or three.
That's not bad. Okay? So you
Hmm.
are correct in number 3, number 4, and
For
number 5.
number
Only
five.
1 and 2 because you exchange them. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be your mistakes. But that's a good point, Toy. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to study them now. Okay, when do we use the word oft? Okay, I want you to read this one, Toy. When do we use the word oft?
Yes.
Okay, can you,
I I you off.
okay, wait. Okay, wait. Let's go back in here. Okay, now let's try to study when we say I'm in charge. Okay, so when do we say that you are in
Sorry,
charge?
sir.
You have to say,
Sorry, sir. Can you make the bigger
I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, for a while.
a little? Okay,
Okay,
a little
yeah,
bigger.
yeah. It's too big. Okay, what about this one?
Okay.
Okay, can you read this?
Can read.
Yes. Number
Yes.
one, I'm in charge.
In
Charge in particular,
particular situation.
particular, okay, situation,
Yeah.
okay, and then you
Uh, the most
senior,
senior version
yes,
cannot say
okay, and
and
have,
have control over something or someone.
yes. So when we say I'm in charge, that means you are the most senior person and have
Yeah,
control over something or someone. So therefore we can say I'm in charge. Okay? That is
yeah.
what we when we say I'm in charge. You are as person. Okay?
Mm.
Meaning you are the most older person in that company. You are the senior person.
Yeah, senior
Yes, let's say
version.
for
Yeah,
example, what age would be the retirement? Let's say for example, 65. So the most senior employee of your company may be her age or his age is 45. So she or he is the most senior person in the company. Therefore, we can say he is in charge.
yeah,
Okay, or she is in charge. If you are the senior yourself, you have to say, I'm in charge. Okay? Okay. Next, when we say I'm responsible, what does it mean, Toy? Can you read them, please?
I am responsible due to S.
Describe.
It's right.
Okay. Describe a
A person or
person.
thing that causes something or that had the job of managing something. Is followed by the preposition for.
For, yes. So that
Preposition
means,
for.
yes, if we are going to say, I'm responsible for, okay,
Yeah.
meaning person or thing that costs something.
Mm.
Okay? And remember always that when we say, I'm responsible for, or we can say, you're responsible for.
Yeah.
Okay? So that the preposition for follows
Preposition.
after, yes, after the word responsible. Okay?
Mm.
Okay, next. When you say ideal, can you read them, Toy?
Idea. Take a part in a
Commercial
commercial commercial
trading. Yes, commercial
commercial
trading.
trading for
Yes,
a particular commodity.
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 Yeah, that's commodity. So when we say ideal in
And
a particular trading or a particular commodity. I
Yes.
deal with, okay, we
With
can say
yeah.
that. Okay, I deal with,
With
let's say, for example, what particular trading is that? Let's say I deal with computers.
yeah.
Okay, so that is what we call that. Next, when we say I report, so we have to say
Present one shell formally as having arrival at a
particular.
partic- particular place is ready to do something.
Yes, so I report, which is the present oneself formally as having arrived at a particular place. Let's say, for example, I report to, okay,
Yes.
to where? So that is a place, okay? And then the last one, I manage. So when you say I
I
manage,
manage
Toy,
be in charge of a company,
establishment,
establishment, or undertaking,
undertaking, okay, or we can say administer
administer,
or
run.
run. Okay, so when we say I manage, so that means you are managing a company, you are managing an establishment, you are managing an undertaking. Okay, so this is what we mean by I'm in charge, I'm responsible, I deal, I report, I manage. Now, let's move on to the correct preposition that we are going to use. Okay, when you say, I manage, I'm responsible. So, what are those? Okay, we can say the word of is used to show ownership or a distance from something or a result coming from something. Okay, I have to go back in here. Let's say, for example, I'm in charge of research.
Yes.
Okay, so we use the word of there to show ownership, meaning um, you do that, okay? You own that. That is your work. So you have to say, I, I'm in charge of research.
Yes.
Okay, next one,
Mean
toy.
it's a job, in charge a job.
Yes,
Yeah.
next. Next one. When you say for, preposition for, how to use that?
For it you to show the purposeful
Purpose.
purpose,
Okay,
a
destination.
destination, or
Yes.
an amount of something.
Yes, okay.
So,
So that means we are talking about of a purpose. We are talking about for a destination, or we are talking about an amount of something. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. I'm responsible for what? For
shell,
sales. Okay? That's why we can say we have to use the word for because it has a purpose. It has a destination. Okay? Or it has an amount of something. I
something.
work or I'm responsible for
Yes.
sales. Okay, we do not say
Responsible
I'm
for shell.
responsible of sales because that's wrong. So we have to say I'm responsible for sales. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, next. When we use with, how to use the with toy?
When you wish to mean because of or
As a
as
result
result
of.
of.
Okay. Yes, so let's go back here. So when we say with, I
With
deal with problems. So what it says there? Because
because
of
of
it has the
cause
result, okay, meaning to say if you are not going to deal with the problems, it has a result in it. So that therefore you have to say I'm or I deal with problems. Okay?
Problems.
Okay, next. When you say to,
Preposition to when indicate
indicating
indicating that there is no,
that
no
there is movement.
movement
Okay.
movement from one place to another.
Yes. So meaning indicating that there is a movement, okay, from here to
Here,
going there. Okay. So
there,
that
here
means
to there.
yes, okay. So
Mm.
that is when you say, I report to the
To
managing director. Let's say, for example, okay, not only the managing director, we can say, I report to the office of the auditor. Okay, we can say that one also. Then I
yeah,
report to the office of the president. Okay, it's usually the position. Okay, when we say I report to, so it's usually the position. So I report to the managing director, I report to the marketing director, I report to the secretary of the accounting department. Okay?
yeah,
Okay. And then, of course, the last one is just very simple because when we say I manage a particular team, group of person or group of it's a group. Okay? That means I manage a big team, or you can say I manage a single class. Okay? I manage two people. Okay?
people.
Yes, so I manage two people. I manage 10 persons.
Yeah,
Okay? So that's a team. It's composed of a group of person. So that is what we call by manage a or manage a. Okay?
yes.
Yes. Okay. Now you know it already, Toy. When you say, when do we use the word of? When do we use the word of or preposition of? It show ownership. Okay?
Yes.
Show ownership. What about for? To show purpose.
Purple.
Yes. When do we
Purpose
use with?
is a
Result, as
result.
a result of.
Yeah.
And when do
Mm.
we use the word to? Indicating a movement.
Moving. Movement.
Yes, movement from one place to another.
Yes.
Okay? Okay, do you understand it now, Toy? Do you have questions with this one?
Yeah. I
Okay,
have
you don't
enough.
have. Yes, so you don't have a question. So therefore, let us move on to the
Yeah.
next part. Okay, shall we practice saying these words, Toy? Can you say
It's a pleasure to meet you.
yes? So you have to say it's a,
Sure.
it's a.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
this is
sure.
the correct pronunciation. It's a pleasure to
Meet
meet
you.
you. To meet you.
Meet.
Yeah, to meet you. That's the pronunciation. So it's a, it's a, it's a pleasure
It's
to meet you.
yeah. To meet you.
Yeah, yeah. If you
Oh.
are going to pronounce American English, it could be like that. So
Yeah.
instead of it's a, you have to say it's a,
It's a
yeah, it's a
pleasure
pleasure to meet you.
to meet you.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh.
Okay. So
It's a pleasure
it's
to
a
meet you.
pleasure to meet you. Okay?
Yes.
That is more American English, okay?
Oh. Yeah.
Next. This one is Daya. Daya.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So what Daya do?
Ah.
Okay, can
What
you
the
see it?
ya do?
Yeah, that's right.
Not
So
what
what
do you do?
yeah, it's
Oh.
not because in American English you have to say what Daya do?
Yes. What
Okay?
the ya do?
That's right. Of
Okay.
course, you have to emphasize the question mark here. What do you do? Okay?
What the ya do?
Oh, that's correct.
Hmm.
Next, instead of saying I'm
I'm
a, you have to say
your
I'm a.
choice.
I'm a.
I'm. Oh
Yeah,
yes.
that's right.
I'm.
I'm a, and then you have
Yes.
to state
I'm.
your job. I'm
Yeah.
a,
I'm.
accountant. Okay, I'm an accountant. Can you
I'm.
say it?
No. I'm.
Yeah,
I'm an
I'm a,
accountant.
yeah. I'm a, no, you have to say I'm an because accountant, you use the word accountant. So therefore you have to say, instead of a, it's on. So I'm an
I'm an accountant.
accountant. That's right.
Yes.
If the word accountant does not start with letter A, let's say for example, I'm a teacher. So letter
Yes.
T, it's consonant letter T. But if your job is a starts with a vowel, so you have to say I'm an.
I'm an.
Okay? Yes.
I'm an. I'm
Yeah,
an
I'm an
accountant.
accountant. Okay?
Yes.
Next toy. What about this one?
I worked.
Yeah, it's work it. I work it. Okay?
Worked.
Yes, and then
Working.
I worken.
Working.
Yes. So
Working.
I work
Working.
it.
Not
I
working.
work it. Okay, I work it, and then you have to say
I
the
worked. I
yeah,
working.
the company I work at.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
worked just by my company.
Yes. And then
I working.
I worken.
I
Okay, it's a
working just by
department.
my company.
Now, in the is a department. So I work at, then you have to say the name of the company, and then I work in, say the
I
department.
work in Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay, or a department. You can say that. I work
Accounting
in
department.
accountant department. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you know to pronounce
Yes.
it, huh? Okay,
Oh,
let's
Linh Kiều.
try. Let's try from the start. Can you say
Work.
it?
Working. Work.
Number one.
Number.
Number yeah.
It's a pleasure to Mr.
Yes. Okay. It's a
Ble-
pleasure to meet you.
Mr.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
a
it's a pleasure to Mr.
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a pleasure to Mr.
Yeah, that's correct. Number two.
What do what,
What do you
what the ya do?
do? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
What
do?
the ya do?
Yeah, that's right. Next, number three.
I I'm a
I'm an
accountant. I'm
I'm
an
an
accountant.
yes, I'm
I'm
an
an
accountant.
accountant.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
correct. Number four.
I work
I work it.
by my company. I work by my company. I work in I work accountant
Yes,
accounting department.
yeah, that's
I work
correct. See?
I work accounting department.
Yes, so that's correct. Oh, that's nice.
I
So I
work
want you to remember them, okay? I want you to remember them so that you can be able to speak them or speak that one correctly or pronounce them correctly. Actually, this is how an American English speak,
yes
okay, or
American
pronounce.
English.
Yes. So instead of saying it's a pleasure to meet you, they should have to say it's a pleasure
Less
to meet you. Okay?
it's a less to meet her.
Yeah. It's
What
hard.
the
It's hard
ya do?
to say it. It's hard to say it. Okay?
What the ya do?
Yes.
Certain I I'm an accountant.
I'm in.
I'm I'm an
Yes.
I'm
I'm
an
in.
okay. I'm an accountant.
Okay. And then
I work on group by my company. I oh I work at
yes, I
sorry
work it. I
I
work it.
wrong it yes.
Okay. I
I
work
work
it.
at group by my company. I work on Ho Chi Minh City. Oh, I
Or
work
I work
on
it.
accounting department.
Yes, that's correct. See?
Yeah,
Okay. Congratulations. So practice them. Okay?
yeah, I will
Toy.
practice.
Okay. Next. Let's move on. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Okay. Can you name different departments of your company? Of course, you have a lot of departments in your company, Toy. Like we have
Mm,
accounting department. That's one. Aside from the accounting department, you have, do you have a marketing department?
accounting department, uh, claim department,
Okay. What else?
mm, HR
Yeah,
department.
HR or the so-called human resource department.
Okay,
What
yes.
else?
Mm, sales department
Okay. And then you have,
and beauty department.
okay. Okay. So there are a lot of different departments of
Yes,
your company.
company.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you know how many job titles in your company? Can you think of it? Do
I
you
think
have,
a lot of title because
yeah,
in accounting department has a lot of title.
a lot of titles?
Uh,
Say
yeah,
director or director of the accounting department. We can say that, right? Or we have
yes,
to say accountant. Okay. Yes. So you are an accountant. You are one of them. You are one of those accountants. Okay. So that's why you can say accountant. Okay. So those are job titles. Now, why is it I ask you this, Toy? Because that would be our next lesson.
mm,
Okay? So while ago, you said that you have a human resources department,
yeah,
right? And then sometimes in a company, you have a marketing department.
have, yeah.
You have
I forgot.
research, yeah, research and development, or we call that one as R&D. Then we have, or you have, how do we say this, Toy? In
Information technology,
technology, yes, or
technology.
the
Have
IT department,
IT.
yes.
Yeah, have
We have also,
accounting and finance.
yes, or finance, okay?
Finance,
Accounting and finance. Okay, next we have,
finance,
yes, we have also
sales,
sales. Okay, we have
customer
also,
service,
yes, the customer service, and we have
production,
production.
production,
Yeah, that's correct. And
production,
you have
purchasing.
purchasing. Very good. So these are all the departments that you can see in a company. Okay? But
Yes.
not all company has these departments.
Mm,
Okay? Not all. Just
mm,
like in other companies, they have just only human resources. And then they have just only information technology. They have the accounting and finance department, and they have just only customer service. That's it.
mm.
But not all
Yes.
they have. Okay? It
Yes.
depends on how big is the company. If the
Yeah.
company is so big, so therefore they should have this particular departments.
Mm,
Okay? Okay.
understand.
Now let's move on. Toy. Okay. Where would you go for if? Okay, let's say for example, Toy. If you found a Facebook post complaining about your product, so where would you go? Are you going to go to
Where
the human resource, the marketing, the R&D, the IT, accounting and finance, going to sales, customer service, production, or purchasing?
customer service.
Yes. So because someone is complaining on the Facebook post, so you
Mm,
have to go to the customer service department
yes.
because they are your customer because we are dealing with product. Okay.
Yes.
Or the customer service can also go to the IT since that is on the Facebook, right?
Yes.
Yes, so they can also go to with the IT because it has a complaint on the Facebook. Okay? Number two, Toy. Can you read this one for me, please?
You need to hire to more person your team for your team. I
Yes.
think you human resource.
Okay, it's the human
Resource.
resources. Yes, because the human resources are the ones in
Resources.
charge for hiring.
Yeah.
Okay? So they need two more people in the company. So therefore, the human resources will going to post
Resources.
or will going to work on that.
Yes.
Okay? Okay, what about number 3, Toy?
You need
To
uh,
launch to
a
launch.
promotion for the new production.
Yes, for
I
the new
think
product. So you need to launch a promotion for a new product.
production
Okay, so you are going to go to
production
the
department.
sales department. Okay, because it's the okay. Since we don't have a promotion department here, so what is it, one of the job
Sale
of the
mean
sales is
mean
to promote.
find the sale department.
Yeah, we don't have the promotion here, okay? We don't have promotions here, but one of the job of the sales is to
Yeah.
promote. Yes.
Sale
So,
department.
yeah. If a certain company, because there are also companies that they have the promotion department,
Mm.
okay? But in this particular department that we have, they don't have a promotion. So therefore, they should have to go to the sales office or department. Okay? Oh,
Yes.
you are right also when you say to the promotion, but in this particular company, they don't have promotion there. Okay?
Yeah.
Next toy. Number 4.
Number four, you need to improve the function of the
Your
product
product.
based on customer feedback.
Yes. So you need to
Mm.
improve the functions of your product based on the customer feedback. So where we are going to report or to go for that one.
For the production department.
Okay, in the
Production
production. Okay, not in the production, but we have
improve
to
the
wear.
function.
Okay, since it has the product, okay, we have to say the product based on the
Product
customer's feedback.
based.
Okay, but also in order for you to improve the functions of that one based on the customer feedback, you can also go to the where. You can also go to the customer service also because customer is
Mm.
there, right? Or you are right also. You can also go to with the production department. But the work of the production department, Toy, is
Mm.
not to entertain customer because they are just the one doing the product. So that's the
Yes.
production. But the one who is going in charge to the product, which is feedback, they should have to go to most of the
Ah,
time at the
feedback on
customer
customer. Okay.
service. Yes, okay?
Yeah,
Okay. It's
understand.
not the problem of the production because the production is just the one doing it, okay? They need to do, they need to do a lot of products and that's it. That's the production.
Mm.
Okay, number 5, toy.
Your your
Laptop
laptop
crash.
race
Crusts.
crash.
Yes.
You get it fixed immediately.
Yes. So where do you go? If your laptop
IT.
is, yes, it's in the IT department because the accounting cannot do that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's not the work of the accounting because the work of the accounting is to count money, okay? Therefore,
Yeah.
not to fix the laptop. That's the IT. Next, number 6, toy.
You you
One,
want to another
approach.
approach to sell your products.
Yeah, it's very obvious. When the word sell, you have to go to
Go to the wait for me.
the word sell. So it's the work of,
This I think sales
yes,
department.
it's the work of the sales department. Okay, number 7, Toy. Oh, this would be your work now, Toy. Number 7,
You need to re
reimburse.
button
Reimburse.
reimburse to traveling expenses.
Expenses,
I
yes.
think accounting department
Yes, it's the work of the accounting
for
and
expensive.
finance department. Okay, that's your work now. So reimburse your traveling expenses. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now you understand now where to
Understand.
report with this particular problems, right?
Mm.
Okay. Do you have questions to Toy before moving on? Do you have
No
questions with
question.
this?
Yeah,
Okay.
no question.
No question. Okay. Now, let's move on now. So we are going to study who are in charge of the company. Okay? So we have the following managers, or we have the following in charge of the company. In sometimes in a certain company, they have the CEO, right? They have also the chairman. They have the CEO, or the chief executive officer. Okay? That is what we mean by CEO. What about the chief or CFO?
Finance
Okay, it's the
officer.
chief. Okay, we can say it's this one. It's the chief executive officer.
Yeah,
Okay? What about the COO? It's
I
the
don't know.
chief. Okay. Okay, CEO.
Chief
Okay.
operation officer.
Yes. Chief Operations Officer. CFO is Chief Financial
Yeah,
Officer. Okay?
CFO I know.
COO is Chief Operations Officer. CEO is Chief Executive Officer. Okay?
Executive
Yeah. And then there's a manager, there's a director, assistant
director.
manager, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So we're going to study them. Now, the chairman is the presiding officer of an organized group such as board committee. Do you think the chairman is the most highest position in the company?
I,
Yes. Okay.
yes,
Sometimes it's not, because there are also company that the most highest position would be the
director.
CEO.
Oh,
Okay?
CEO.
Will be the CEO. But most companies, if we can say chairman, it depends on the job of the
Oh, how
chairman.
about director?
Okay, there is also the director.
Oh,
Okay? Let's try to study them. Okay?
yes.
So the chairman is the one presiding officer of an organized group such as board committee. Okay,
Yeah,
so when you say board committee, he is the one in charge to gather all the boards. Okay, let's
yes.
say for example, board of this one, board of the finance, board of the accounting department,
Mm,
okay, or manager of this one, or the director of this one. Okay? So that is the chairman. And who is this chairman? The chairman is the person holding the office, who is typically elected or appointed by members of the group. So that means in a certain organization in the company, they had the so-called appointment, whom they wanted to elect as their chairman. Okay? Presides, because the chairman presides over meetings of the group and conducts the group's business in an orderly fashion. Now, we can say sometimes the chairman is not the highest rank. Okay? It's not the highest rank. The highest officer rank in a certain company is considered to be the CEO, or the chief executive officer. So once you are the chief executive officer, you are the highest rank. When you are a chairman, maybe these persons are those who are old ones, okay, that is already working in that company for longer time. Okay? Therefore, they elected the chairman to be their presiding officer. Okay? But the highest ranking official or officer is the chief executive officer. Okay? Okay, next. What about the CFO? What is the difference or the differences of the CFO to the CEO? Now, the CFO is only in the
Finance.
financial position. So
Mi-
aside from
Sorry,
the
sir.
money, yeah.
Can you change the color? I
Ah,
cannot see
you
the
cannot see.
yellow color.
Okay, sure. I'm going to change that. Okay. Yeah, what about this one? I hope you can see that. Okay.
Not see now.
You can see now. Okay, so I
No,
have to.
no, not
Yeah.
see.
Okay. Okay, so you cannot see?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay, I have to. Okay, what about this one?
Okay. Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's red now, so you can see
Yeah.
now.
Can
Okay,
see red.
now, so the chief financial officer is just only for financial position.
Yeah.
Okay, she is or he is responsible for tracking the cash flow, financial
Yes.
planning, and
Yes.
analyzing the financial strengths and weaknesses and
Mm.
proposing strategic decisions. Meaning, if you are at the accounting department, working at the accounting department,
Mm.
your boss is the chief
Uh,
financial officer.
yeah. Mm.
Okay? Yes, so
Yes.
your boss is the financial chief officer. But of course, the chief financial officer, the boss of this is also the CEO. Your
Mm.
boss, your main boss is the CEO.
Eh, yeah.
Yes, okay? Okay, what about if we are talking of a chief operations officer? So it is a senior executive task with overseeing the day-to-day administrative and
Ah.
operational functions of the business, meaning he
Understand.
is in charge of the operations, the whole operation. He is in charge of the financial. He's in charge of the employees
HR.
also,
Yeah.
HR,
Yeah.
okay, the IT. So
Mm.
that is the CEO. But who
Mm.
is the most highest ranking? It's the chief executive officer. But in this particular position, the chief operations officer, he is the boss when it comes to the operations officer or when it comes to the operations office. Office of what? Office of the accounting, okay? Office of the human resource,
HR.
yes.
Yeah.
Office of the IT, office of the marketing, office of the sales. So he is in charge to look for that. And he
Mm.
will going to report to the chief executive officer. He's not going to report to the chief financial officer, huh? He's not going to report here
Mm.
because the chief financial officer is just only in charge with the
She,
financial
yeah.
status. But this one, he's not going to report here because they have the same position.
Mm.
Okay? They have just the same position, so therefore, he's not going to report here. He's going to report directly to the
Mm.
chief executive officer. This
Understand.
one, the CFO, also not to report here
Mm.
because this one is not the work of the financial officer to look for this one. Okay, they have the
Yes.
same, they have different work to do, and they
Mm.
are reporting to the CEO.
CEO. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Same.
Yeah,
Mean CFO.
the CFO and the CEO,
Same.
same
C.
position but
Yeah.
different job.
Mm.
Okay, different
Yeah.
job.
I understand now. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Next. Moving on. So, There's another yellow one, so I have to I have to change this one again. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So, wait. Okay. What about the manager now? So, a person
Tran-
responsible for
responsible for controlling or admin,
administrating or
administrating,
administering
administering
all
on
of
or a, or part of a
yes
company
company
or similar
organization.
organization.
Yes, let's say for example,
Organization.
um, actually a manager could also be a supervisor.
Mm,
Okay? In other companies, they call their manager as supervisor. But in other companies, they call this one as manager instead of supervisor. So when we say manager, would be something in charge for that particular office. Let's say, for example, in the accounting department, aside from the CFO, or the chief financial officer, you it has it has to be a manager, okay, that is looking in that particular department. And this manager or supervisor reports to the
CFO.
different department, different office. Let's say, for example, the manager, it reports to the CFO. The
Mm,
manager reports to the COO.
mm,
Okay? Because he or she is in charge of of controlling, okay, or administrating all. So from the word all, meaning all,
ah,
yes, all the jobs that is happening inside that department, he is or she is responsible for that.
mm,
Okay? If there
yes,
are problems, let's say for example, in the accounting department, if there is a problem, the manager will report to the chief financial officer. Okay? And if the chief financial officer could not give a solution to that problem, the chief financial officer will go to the chief executive officer.
yes.
Okay? And
Mm,
ask for help. Now, if, let's say, for example, not in the accounting department, let's say, for example, in the so-called human resource department, there has also a manager in it. Okay? So where are they going to report? Manager of the human resource department, where are they going to report? Or the supervisor of the human resource department, where are they going to report? So probably they are going to report to the chief
executive
operation,
oper
yeah,
yeah,
the
operation
chief operations
of
officer.
officer.
Okay? Because the chief operations officer are the one what tasked to do or oversee the day-to-day administrative problems of the
Mm,
company, not to the chief financial officer because that is not involved in money.
mm,
Okay? That's why they're not going to go there. It's on the chief operations officer. Okay?
yes,
The sales also, the manager of the sales, they should have to report here. The manager of the IT, they should have to report here also.
yes,
Okay? Yes. So, meaning this one, this one has a very wide, very big responsibilities.
yes,
Yes? Okay? Okay. Next to that, we have the so-called assistant manager. But of course, in other companies, they have also assistant manager. So the manager will just going to say, okay, come here, come here. You have to report here, you have to report here, you have to get this one, you have to do this one. That is just only the work of the manager. Okay?
yes,
So then after that one, the assistant manager would report, okay, ma'am, sir, I already done or I've already done the work. Okay, I have to report to you now. Okay, so that is just the work of the manager to give instructions.
mm,
And the assistant manager will be the one to go to particular persons or department. Okay? So that
yes,
is the assistant manager. Where to report? The assistant manager, where to report? To the manager.
yes,
He's not going to report automatically to the CFO. No, it's not the work of the assistant manager. It's not the work of the assistant manager to report at the COO
mm,
or at the CEO. Where he's going to report? Only
to manager,
yes, to his or her manager only. Okay? And in
mm,
other companies, they have the so-called team leader. Okay? Just like in our company, we don't have a team leader. I don't know in your company. Do you have a team leader?
team leader have
Yeah. Ah, you have. Oh, so it's a very big company. But in my company, because
before, not now.
yeah. Okay. But when because
Before,
I am employed in a school, so we don't have a team leader. Okay?
yeah,
Okay, so when we say a team leader, what does it mean? Is someone
what?
who oversees the functionality of a work group by providing guidance and instruction. So meaning, if ever, let's say for example, assistant manager can call the team leader. Okay? He's going
Yeah,
to call the team leader. Okay, team leader, come here. So this
I
one
don't.
is,
Sorry, sir.
I don't see. Okay.
I don't
So,
see.
okay, you can see now.
No,
Ah, no. Okay, wait. What about this one? Cannot? Or you can see it?
can.
Okay, you can. Okay. Next. So, according to assistant manager, okay, team leader, come here. Based on our manager, you have to go to this one. You have to get this one. You have to do this one. After doing it, okay, once the team manager, a leader already does the work, he's going to report to the assistant manager.
Yes,
After reporting and after it was already scrutinized, it was already what this one, it was already been read, so the assistant manager will going to report now to the manager, and the
yeah.
manager will going to report it to the
C O O.
COO.
Yeah.
Okay, if that is not money. But if the problem is all about financial or money, he will not going to come here. Where he's going to report? To the chief financial officer. And that is just only like that. He will not going to go to directly to the CEO's office, huh? Because
Yes.
it's not, it's a bad thing to do if you are going to go to the CEO right away. In our company, you cannot go directly to the office of the chief executive officer without the permission coming from your boss.
Yes.
Okay? Okay. So I guess we're already done. It's already time, Toy. And I know you
Yes.
are so busy also with your time, so I will not going to use so much of your time. So let's pause for a while. And next meeting, we are going to continue this one. So we are near the end, huh? We are near the end of our lesson. Okay, Toy?
Yes.
Do you have
Yes.
questions?
I don't have.
Okay, so I want you to study this one also, and the next meeting we are going to discuss that one again.
Yeah,
Okay?
but now I see the lesson so much.
Yeah,
The
okay.
new, the new word.
Yeah,
Yeah, the new vocabulary. I will check.
yes.
Oh,
Okay. I'm going to send maybe to you this one because I don't know, you don't have a copy with this. Okay? So I'm going to send to you this one, huh? Toy?
for
Okay.
the business
I'll give you the
to
copy, okay? So
for the
thank
link.
you. Ah,
For the link you send me by.
the link.
Oh, the link I
The
have.
link. Okay.
The link.
Is the link. Okay. I'm going to send you the link so that you can be able
No,
to.
no, I have the link. Last
Oh, you
time
have the link.
you already sent to me.
Okay. But this one,
Okay.
you don't have a copy of this because this one is the additional. So I just
Yeah.
have to give you the copy of this, okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
because
you.
it wasn't there in the link, okay? Okay,
Yes.
so thank you. Bye-bye, Toy. We'll see you again next time. Okay,
Bye
bye-bye.
bye. See you.
Okay.